We've got some breaking news to get into today, folks, because the Los Angeles Lakers just made a move that, at first glance, might look small, but, according to Stephen A. Smith, it's the kind of move that tells you exactly where the Lakers' mindset is right now. Late in August, the Lakers signed 7-footer Kylor Kelley to an Exhibit 10 training camp deal, and Stephen A. went off about it. He said, "Listen, nobody is out here saying Kylor Kelley is about to walk in and change the NBA. That's not what this is about. What this is about is the Lakers understanding the one thing they did not have last season: depth in the front court. That was their Achilles' heel. You had Anthony Davis carrying too much of a load. You had Jackson Hayes being asked to do more than he should have been asked to do. And once the injuries piled up, the Lakers were stuck playing small ball lineups they didn't even want to play. This move? It's about insurance. It's about preparation. And it's about not being caught off guard again. And Stephen A. isn't wrong. Kelley is 7 feet tall, mobile for his size, and has shown he can protect the rim. Last season in the G League with South Bay, he averaged 11 points, 7 rebounds, and over 2 blocks per game. That's no joke. And Stephen A. made it clear. You're not signing this man because he's going to be the star. You're signing him because he's a safety net. He's a worker. He's a defender. And if you think for 1 second that the Lakers didn't notice how he was named to the 2024 NBA G League All-Defensive Team, you're not paying attention. That's why they went and got him. Now, of course, Stephen A. also reminded fans not to get carried away. Is Kylor Kelley going to be a huge part of the Lakers' championship run? Probably not. But let me tell you something. Depth matters. One injury, one foul trouble night, one matchup in the playoffs, and suddenly you're calling on that third-string center. And the Lakers, unlike last year, refuse to be in a position where they don't have that option. This is exactly the point. Kelley's contract isn't guaranteed. It's an Exhibit 10 deal, meaning he'll come to camp, compete, and if he gets cut, he still gets a bonus and can stick with the South Bay Lakers. But Stephen A. stressed how important even that competition is. You bring guys like this in because they push everybody else. They keep Hayes on his toes. They keep Aiden on his toes. They make Christian Coco prove himself. This is how you build a team culture, competition at every single position. And you know what? Stephen A. is absolutely right again. We saw last year how quickly things can collapse when your roster isn't deep enough. At one point, the Lakers had no choice but to run small lineups, forcing guys like Dorian Finney-Smith into roles they weren't supposed to be in. The Lakers clearly don't want that happening again. They want size, they want shot blocking, they want options, and that's exactly what this Kylor Kelley signing represents. Now, nobody here is saying Kylor Kelley is going to average 20 points or lock down Nikola Jokic tomorrow. That's not the story. The story, as Stephen A. said, is that the Lakers are learning from their mistakes, addressing their weaknesses, and preparing for the grind of a full NBA season. And when you're chasing a championship, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. So let's dive deeper into this situation, because Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back when the discussion turned to what Kylor Kelley's signing could mean for the Lakers' rotation. According to Stephen A., so this is one of those low-risk, high-reward moves that could quietly turn into something more significant than people think. He said, "Listen, you've got people out here laughing at the idea that Kylor Kelley could push for a backup center role. I'm telling you right now, don't dismiss it. Don't sit there and act like this young brother can't play. Because the truth is, he's got size, he's got length, and he's got that shot-blocking instinct you simply cannot teach. And when you've got that, you can find a way to stay on the floor in this league." Now, Stephen A. pointed out something important. The Lakers' backup center position is still unsettled. Sure, you've got Jackson Hayes, and you've got Maxi Kleber hanging around as well, but as Stephen A. noted, Maxi Kleber, that's not a traditional 5. That's a stretch big. Somebody who's far more comfortable around the perimeter. That's not going to be your insurance policy when Anthony Davis needs help down low. Kleber is a solid player, no doubt, but he's in his 30s. He's on an expiring contract, and the Lakers know as well as anybody that his future with this franchise is uncertain. That's why they're keeping the door open, bringing in somebody like Kelley, and saying, "Look, if you can compete, if you can hold your own, will give you a real shot. And honestly, he's right. Stephen A. even referenced Kelley's history with the Lakers organization, saying, "People forget that last year during the Winter Showcase, this kid went out there and put up 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 blocks. That's not something you just brush aside. That tells you he's got defensive instincts, he's got timing, and that's something this Lakers team desperately needs in its depth chart." Now, when you compare Kelley to someone like Maxi Kleber, you see the difference. Kleber is more of a stretch big, someone who spaces the floor, while Kelley is a true rim protector, much more in line with a player like Jackson Hayes. And Stephen A. hammered that home. The reason this move intrigues me is because it gives the Lakers another body that can actually challenge shots at the rim. You don't want to be caught in a situation like last year where you've got AD and Hayes as your only real bigs, and when injuries hit, you're stuck playing small ball lineups that just don't hold up against the elite teams. That's what this is about. Options. And let's not forget, Kelley has put in work in the G League. Over 100 career G League games, nearly 60 starts, averaging double digits in scoring with strong rebounding and block numbers. He also had a solid college career at Oregon State. This isn't some random 7-footer they pulled off the street. This is a guy who's been grinding, and Stephen A. respects that. When you're 7 feet tall, when you've got rebounding instincts, when you've got that shot-blocking ability, you've got the kind of tools coaches salivate over. You can't teach size, you can't teach that timing around the rim, and the Lakers are wise enough to know that it's worth taking a shot on him. And Stephen A. added something I thought was crucial. If it doesn't work, so what? You cut him. It's not a trade. You didn't give up anything. But if it does work, and this young man turns out to be better than people thought, suddenly you've got a legitimate backup center on your hands. That's the type of move that can pay dividends later in the season, especially come playoff time when depth is everything. Now, while all of this was going on, Stephen A. also pivoted to Luka Doncic and his performances at Eurobasket. He made it clear, this man, Luka Doncic, is just different. I don't care if it's Eurobasket, I don't care if it's NBA competition. The fact of the matter is, when you watch Luka Doncic right now, in the best shape we've ever seen him in, you're seeing a magician on the floor. A man who can score from anywhere, who can pass with the best of them, and who manipulates defenses like almost no one else in the game today. Oh, and it's not just NBA players saying this. Stephen A. pointed out how Luka's international competition respects him. You've got guys overseas going up against him saying flat out, "You can't guard this man with just one defender. He's too versatile, too smart, too skilled. He makes passes that only a handful of people on this planet can even think of making." That's not me saying it. That's his peers saying it after facing him in live competition. That tells you all you need to know. And Stephen A. wrapped his Luka take with one of his trademark passionate lines. "Ladies and gentlemen, if Luka Doncic keeps this up, if he maintains this conditioning, there is no reason in hell why the Dallas Mavericks can't make serious noise this season. They might be a piece away. Yes, Rob Pelinka, do your job. But Luka is that dude. He is special. And if the Lakers or anybody else think they're just going to breeze past him, they've got another thing coming. Shoot. So between the Lakers adding insurance with Kelley and Luka Doncic looking like a man on a mission, this offseason is setting up storylines that are going to define the year. And as Stephen A. would say, you better not sleep on it. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on the Kelley signing, and how you feel about the idea of him going head-to-head with players like Maxi Kleber or Jackson Hayes. Do you see him making an impact right away, or do you think it's more of a long-term play? I'd really like to hear what you guys think, because this is one of those moves that can go under the radar, but still spark plenty of discussion. As always, I truly appreciate you all for tuning in, sharing your opinions, and being part of these conversations. This channel only works because of you, the fans, and your passion for the game. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment with your perspective, and subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss any future updates. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves, your families, and each other. See you all in the next one. Cheers.